Hello, this is Adam Olson with the Football and Other Things podcast. We are going to talk about the Premier Mid-South Conference. Ooh, it is a melting pot. We have promotions, we have private schools, we have schools from the Big 12, we have schools that got moved up from Group of Five, we have schools that were in the SEC, and, ooh. We get that the Capulets and the Montagues. We get that Texas A&M rivalry renewed. No more, I'm better than you. I'm trying to get everybody to think that you're the one that doesn't want to play. I actually don't want to play the game. We're both not interested in playing the game. We both want other people to think that the other team doesn't want to play the game. Stop it. Texas versus Texas A&M is very, very good for college football. It should happen. You need to stop it. That game was so important that Dave Campbell's Football Magazine actually put that on the cover one year. It said, play the game. So Texas A&M, just play the game. I can't, man. I'm actually, you two make me sick right now from giving you this much love, okay, for a team that always says they're back and isn't back, and a team that had the best recruiting class of all time and didn't make a bowl. Oof. Somebody's going to be keeping them receipts, and then they're going to come after me at a later date. Well, hey, you know what? I don't prey on anyone's downfall, and I'm not trying to manifest it or speak it into existence. I like everyone to be good, but I really like seeing good competitive games. And don't be mad if I injected you with a little bit of medicine, a little bit of truth serum. Okay. So welcome to the Premier Mid-South. First off, we have Arkansas, led by Sam Pittman. Sam Pittman, good old offensive line coach, wasn't really a play caller on the offensive side of the ball, but a great recruiter and just a very relatable hometown kind of guy. He had Arkansas trending up. There's been an exodus of coaches there. They have to replace both their coordinators. So Kendall Briles left Arkansas to become the offensive coordinator at TCU. You could call that an upgrade, but and Barry Odom, the former Missouri head coach turned Arkansas defensive coordinator, left to become the head football coach at UNLV. Wow. I also know they've had several position coaches leave. I'm not saying that that's an indictment on Sam Pittman at Arkansas. Arkansas is a really tough job. They're in the SEC West in the real life multiverse, but in Adam Olson's multiverse, they are in the Premier Mid-South Conference. And woo pig suey, I believe that Arkansas will be ultra competitive in this conference. Next, you have Baylor, part of the old Big 12. They're a private school. Dave Aranda has done a good job there, although they had somewhat of a down year. I'm not sure how much longer he's going to be able to hold on to a guy like Jeff Grimes as his offensive coordinator. Jeff Grimes, if he wants to become a head coach, is going to be a head coach. That guy is a phenomenal offensive line coach and a phenomenal play caller. So props to Jeff Grimes, props to Dave Aranda for holding on to Jeff Grimes. Let's see what Baylor can do in a year that looks to be a bounce back year after being the Big 12 champs a couple years ago. Go Baylor. Next, Houston. Houston in the real life multiverse has actually been promoted up from the AAC to the Big 12. In this multiverse, they are in the Premier Mid-South. The chairman of the Board of Regents there is a guy named Tillman Fertitta, who went on record and is famous for saying we fire coaches for winning 8 games or less. Has Dana Holgorsen had a season where he won more than 8 games? I'm just asking. Just asking for a friend. Dana Holgerson, I love it when you crush a Red Bull on the sideline, man. Can't wait to see you crush some defenses this season. Oh, and Doug Belk, defensive coordinator. Not sure how much longer Doug Belk is going to stay at the University of Houston. Dude looks like he could still actually play football, and he's a very good recruiter and a very good defensive play caller. So Houston, I think Houston can hang with these types of teams. Back when Kevin Sumlin was the head coach, as well as when Tom Herman was the head coach, Houston showed it can play with the big boys. So they're in one of the best recruiting cities in the country, and now they're in a premier conference, both in real life and in Adams Multiverse. Next, LSU. This is big time for the Mid-South Conference, and it's big time for LSU too. Look, if you want to win this 72-game football tournament that we're going to have in the postseason, you're going to have to beat the best teams from all the conferences because you're just going to have to roll through them. But what this does is it gives you an opportunity to play teams you're not necessarily used to playing week in and week out. I think that Brian Kelly in year 2 at LSU is going to have that train rolling. And I'm real excited to see what LSU can do. Memphis is a promotion. Memphis is still in the AAC in real life, but in here, Memphis is in a premier conference. Now, they've been trending down since Mike Norvell left, and Ryan Silverfield is the head football coach there. And he's not, I don't think he's necessarily in danger because people have been calling for his head for almost 2 seasons now, and he's stayed. But I do think that there is pressure on him to win because of what Mike Norvell did, and before him, Justin Fuente did. So we know what Memphis can be. And if Ryan Silverfield does not have them competing, then he probably won't be there much longer as the head football coach. However, Memphis has a program, I believe, is committed to winning, and I think being in the premier Mid-South is a really good move for them. Mississippi State suffered tragedy, man. We lost one of the coolest cats, Mike Leach. R.I.P. Mike Leach, man. I hate the fact that Mike Leach passed away. He was an innovator, and he was just a really funny guy, quirky, smart, and you loved seeing what he was going to do on the mic. So they promote their defensive coordinator, and there's been some staff turnover there, but Mississippi State, you can win there. Dan Mullen showed you can win there, and I believe that Mississippi State is going to fit in well in this Mid-South Conference, along with Ole Miss. Let's see what Lane Kiffin can do against these teams that are all within pretty close proximity to his campus. And let's see how good Lane Kiffin becomes at trolling each one of these head coaches. TCU is a private school. Did y'all know that? I knew that. TCU is a private school, national runner-up, and they belong definitely in the premier Mid-South Conference. They will probably have Chandler Morris at quarterback this year, and Sonny Dykes has replaced Garrett Riley at OC with Kendall Briles coming in from Arkansas. So that'll be interesting to see TCU matched up with Arkansas in this game in the Adam Olsen multiverse. We got Texas. Hey, Texas has been recruiting at a real high level. But until Texas does something more than beat teams it should beat and lose to teams it should lose to, I'm not going to say Texas is back. Texas A&M, what a year. You didn't make a bowl. You had you had the best signing class ever. Jimbo is unfireable because of how much money he would be due. He has hired Bobby Petrino to be his offensive coordinator. That is either going to be a complete and utter disaster, or it is going to be a complete and utter success. Can two things be true at once? Can it be a disaster and a success at the same time? Can Bobby Petrino? No, you know what? Sir, ma'am, I'm not going to take that low-hanging fruit on Bobby Petrino. I'm not going to do it. Bobby, you're the offensive coordinator at Texas A&M. Sir, go score points, sir. Texas Tech, Joey McGuire had a big win early in the season against Texas. Can you keep things going? Can you keep that momentum going? And then UTSA, Jeff Traylor, 210 triangle of toughness. So, to review, the Mid-South Premier Conference, Arkansas, Baylor, Houston, LSU, Memphis, Mississippi State, Ole Miss, TCU, Texas, Texas A&M, Texas Tech, UTSA, which is the University of Texas at San Antonio. You've been promoted and you are ready, UTSA. Show out. Let's get this thing done. This is the Football and Other Things podcast, and my name is Adam Olson.